Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogram.com. So I got a question about work situations, working with a spouse. Oh, this was a good question here. Slide this a little bit. That's not better. That's much worse. Anyway, this question I thought I would answer, and it basically says, let's see. Should I take the job at the same company my wife works at? We'd be in different departments, same building, and the company has about 120 people in total. And there are several father/son, mother/daughter, and spouse combos that work at the office currently. I get along with my wife very well, and we very rarely argue. The pay is about $10K more per year than I currently make, and it's less than a 5-minute commute from my place compared to the 1-hour commute I'm doing daily. What are your thoughts? Oh, this is an interesting one. There's actually a follow-up email. Let me see here. A little more info here. By working at this place, I can surpass the gatekeepers. And maybe more importantly, my boss in my current position literally called me and my coworker in the office and talked to us for 40 minutes on Thursday. He said, guys, I want to be very upfront with you. You're both exceeding your expectations we have in place here by more than double any other employee in our department. And although the company is projected to double its revenue during the next year, we won't be giving anyone a raise for at least a year. He went on to tell us that our workload will likely increase because of the increased sales from the new product line they're launching, and told us I have to do it for as cheaply as possible. If the workload doubles, we may be able to hire 1 or 2 more people for a team which currently has 12 people. So basically, they want to double our work when we're already outworking everyone by a long shot, and they literally know it and have shown us charts of it, but they won't pay us a dime more than our current salaries for over a year at least. So, this is a tough one. I mean, normally I would advise not working, at the same company as your spouse. Obviously there's a few reasons why to not do this. I have done this myself before, and it hasn't been bad, hasn't turned bad, but it can certainly turn bad, definitely can, right? So there's a lot of things that could happen here. So we kind of have to weigh this out. So there's a lot of good here, right? I mean, one of them, you're going to get paid more, like 10K more, and knocking an hour-long commute into 5 minutes, that's pretty awesome, right? That in itself is extremely valuable. The fact that there are already, father-son, spouse combos, mother-daughter combos at that workplace also makes it not quite so weird, which is probably good. And the fact that you get along with your wife and you rarely fight. On the other hand, there's a few things that can happen, right? The office politics can bleed into your home life, which is kind of weird. Certain things can go on in a direct comparison environment where you may be compared to other people, and that may not turn out very well. There's a lot of things that can happen in a workplace that could really be bad. There's a lot of things that can happen in a home place that could be really bad for the workplace. So, I don't know. I'm a little bit hesitant to really give a recommendation either way here. I would say that this is probably not an arrangement that you want long term, but maybe if you could stick this out for a year or two and not have any incidents, that would be good. But the longer that you're in this arrangement, the longer that the chances of something really bad happening occur, right? I mean, somewhere down the line, if you did this for 5 or 10 years, this could be really bad. Like the odds are just against you, I think. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of up to you. You got to decide if the pros and cons are worth it. I think the pros seem to be pretty high in this case, but there are some definite cons for this. One of them too, I would say, is that you're gonna spend a lot of time in the same vicinity, in the same car. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So you may actually end up causing some damage to your relationship by being together too much. Some people can handle that, some people don't. So you have to see how that works out. The chances are also, if one of you gets fired, both of you are going to get fired, right? Think about it that way, right? It's just you're going to be kind of tying your fate. So hopefully you have a lot of confidence in your wife and that she's a good worker and that there's not going to be problems there. And the same for you. There's potential problems with bosses. I mean, what happens if your wife's boss is a jerk? Or your boss is a jerk? Like, are you going to jump in? Are you going to get involved with in those situations, right? There's a lot of things to think about here, I think. Also, what happens if the company goes under, right? Then you're both going to lose your jobs and you're going to have trouble because you're tied up in that same company. Same thing if you put stock options, or whatever kind of, if you've got a lot vested in this one company. So yeah, I mean, overall, like, my advice would generally be no. There's plenty of companies in the world. Don't go and join the same one with your spouse. But in this circumstance, based on what you've said here, it seems like it could be worth doing for the short term. I would never advise this for the long term. I don't think it's a good idea long term, honestly, because there's just, like I said, there's too many different things. You're leaving yourself open to too many possible bad things that could happen to you. But in the short term, maybe it'll work out for you. So yeah, this is it's a tough situation for sure. Definitely one that, a tough decision to make. But wait it out. What I would advise you to do is just to think about all the bad things, all the things that could go wrong, and then list all the kind of benefits that you'll be getting, and see what happens, and maybe even just try this out, right? Maybe you take this other job working with your wife, and then in the meantime, you're ready with resumes and you're putting out for other jobs. So you've got alternatives so that if, 1 month down the road or 2 months down the road, you decide this isn't working out, you're already ready. You've already got interviews, you've already got things lined up, and you can go. That's probably the route that I would take. And then if you're fine, you can always cancel those interviews and whatnot. But yeah, be careful here. Definitely be careful here. Like I said, a lot of things that can go wrong. A little tiny fight at home can blow up into a huge thing at work, right? So, and that could end up getting you both fired. It could cause a lot of disturbance. So could really hurt your entire career. So be careful. That's about the best advice I can give you. Anyway, if you like this video, share it with your spouse. No, click the subscribe button below to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get more videos like this one, more iffy career advice like this one, which should you work with your spouse or not. So just click the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed and you like this video, click of course, the thumbs up. If you've got some advice for my buddy here, who is wondering, if you've got experience with this, leave a comment below. Let's talk about it. I'm definitely curious to hear your opinions and your experiences. All right, I'll talk to you next time. Take care.